Introducing how I lost my sight. Sometimes you need to be silent and listen to other people's stories. You might just be motivated.
Hi guys, hope you guys are doing well. So thank you so much for having me. My name is Meagan Adonis and I am 27 years old. I am visually impaired and a Black South African proud disability rights activist. So I'm a disability rights activist and also a founder of a women's organization, DWLD, Disabled Women Living with Dignity. We not only advocate for women with disabilities, but also advocate for all persons with disabilities and their rights. So I'm here to basically tell you about myself and how I became a young person in South Africa with a disability. I was not born visually impaired. I lost my sight actually only in 2015, January the 29th. This was after having severe headaches in 2014 and not having a clear understanding of what was happening. I went obviously to get checked up by a neurologist, and then medical aid, I guess, did not respond in time, and by the time I had lost my sight, they had not responded, and it was probably 4 months down the line, and it was too late, only to find out that the damage was irreversible. There had been optic nerve damage caused by intracranial hypertension. What was explained to me was that there was a buildup of fluid around the brain that put pressure on my optic nerves, which have now resulted in me being visually impaired. So just to get into what I see, I have light perception, and the best way I can explain or describe how I see is to say, if you are in a very foggy place and it's completely blurred, that's what I see. So I cannot make out fine detail. I can see light, I can see silhouettes, and I can see some colors, just not perfect. There's lots of like granules that are distorting my vision. Okay, so when I lost my sight, I had enrolled to continue my studies. I had to give this a break for a couple of years as I was trying to adjust, and I wasn't really grasping this impairment that was handed over to me. So I had to take a break. It was quite a difficult time. I was not understanding, and in the first few months I had thought, it could be reversed. I had this hope of I will regain my sight, and obviously with time now I've realized that that may be something that's impossible. It's just a matter of accepting what God has handed over to me and see what it is that I can possibly do with this impairment. And at that point, I hadn't had a child yet. I wasn't married. I was in a relationship with my now husband, Mr. Adonis. It was quite difficult. Our relationship took quite a strain, not between us, but just on individuals. It took both of us having to adjust, but with the support of my husband, I could overcome anything within our relationship. I had the support of my mother, who was one of my biggest and greatest supporters, who was there through every single moment in and out of hospitals, my weakest and lowest points. She was there to lift me up. I also had my sister, who had to now adjust to having a sister who was visually impaired and couldn't do all the exciting things that we had started doing together, like shopping, me picking her up from school, and all these exciting things that you do with your older sister. I had my brother, who just didn't have a sense of understanding as to what was happening. and me having to explain. I think I never even got to that stage of explaining what it was that I was actually going through, but trying to be strong not only for myself but for those who are around me. During this time I suffered from depression and severe anxiety, and my anxiety came with trembles where I could shake for a long period of time, and it was uncontrollable. After some time, obviously I managed to get it under control, and with the support of my loved ones, also my in-laws, I had their support, which was quite an impactful support system as well that I had. My friends, the ones that stayed, because truth be told, I lost quite a lot of friends when I lost my sight. This was quite difficult because I could not understand what was happening. So I found myself basically removed from what was my norm and adjusting to my newfound reality. Okay, so now I'm gonna share what I lost. In the beginning of losing my sight, I had lost a lot of my confidence. I had lost a sense of who I was. Along with that, I had lost a trail of friends. This was something that I could not explain and could not understand, and I think till today, we're in 2020, I still can't explain it or understand it. During this time, I lost my patience with not only myself but with people around me. It was quite difficult for me to make sense of what was taking place within myself and happening within my eyes, my body, and around me. I just couldn't make a clear sense of what was happening and what I should be doing, how I should react. I think I also lost a lot of time. I lost a lot of time because I had to come to a stage of acceptance and self-introspection and self-awareness. So in that time, I lost a lot of time, but it was time that was very much needed for me to get to where I am now. After some time, I realized, after engaging not only with my mother and my husband making sure that I continue being the confident person I've always been, and my mother reminding me of the confidence and the type of person I am and my strength, I gained my confidence again, and also realized that I'm not only here for myself, but I need to be a role model for my younger sister. And that is what has given me the greatest strength, realizing that I am a role model for someone else who has always looked up to me, who has always been on my side. And it is my duty to make sure that I do not show her any defeat, because I am not defeated. After some soul searching, some introspective, and also some encouraging words that came from my family, my loved ones, and the newly found friendships, and even the long existing friendships that grew stronger, I found myself being confident. There is a time in my life when I felt pregnant, where I thought to myself, how will I be a mother to this child without my sight? And I was devastated. Through my pregnancy, I think half of the time I was depressed, but I could not show it to my loved ones because I had to be strong. And I found myself in a position whereby I was fighting myself inside and trying to make sense of how will I overcome this big challenge that I see ahead of me. And only to realize after I had given birth that this is not a challenge but a blessing. God has truly blessed me. My eyesight has been taken away from me, but I have been blessed in the greatest and biggest way with my son. I have the healthiest, the strongest, the smartest son ever. His name is Lisa Kanya Jordan Tegan Adonis, and he is the most intelligent, most healthiest son. I don't know how to even put it, the most adorable child ever. And I've made it my mission to make sure that I am the best mother I can possibly be, and to make sure that I give him whatever I can possibly give him, and make sure that I do not let my disability deter me from being the best I can possibly be towards him. I'm also a strong believer that I need to educate my child about disability, not only my disability, but about all disabilities, so that he grows up a conscious individual and a key contributor to society, to educate others. And education starts at home, and it starts at a primary stage in his life, for him to know how to treat others, and for him to know that even though you have a disability, it does not mean that you're any different. You are just differently able. In as much as he can do some things, there's others who cannot do certain things. They do it in a different format or different manner. And so he should then take a role in society to advocate for persons with disability and advocate for inclusivity in South Africa. And that is the kind of South Africa we should be raising. And I am so proud. I'm a proud wife now. I am married, got married. Everything. I'm excited. I am achieving more than I ever thought I would achieve. I'm a mother. I'm finishing my degree. I am a disability rights activist. I'm confident. I've got my own organization. I'm a founder of an organization. I'm DWLD, Disabled Women Living with Dignity. And I hope that my confidence and my spirit and the type of person that I've become and I've grown to be inspires others and takes others who are finding themselves in a dark place, in a place of light, and seeing that there is a future. It may be difficult, but if you put your mind to it, you will eventually achieve it. And it's very important to always remember, you determine your happiness. It doesn't matter what kind of situation you might find yourself in. You determine your happiness. It is very imperative and important that you set your standards for your happiness, and you make sure that you are the keeper of your happiness. You become your own smile keeper. And this is a lesson that I have learned, that never get deterred, never get discouraged. You need to make sure that you are the voice you want to wake up to every single day. Even though things may get tough, days may get dark, depression may hit, you can get yourself out of it, no one else. But having friends and families who will support you through these dark days is a bonus, and it's an addition to what you need. And so I found my confidence, my light, my joy, and my resilience with time, with the support of my family, my loved ones, and the newfound friendships that developed and became stronger than when I had sight. I realized I have a great potential, and there's so much more that needs to be done. I need to advocate not only for myself, but advocate for others who find themselves in my situation. It's been quite difficult, obviously, with the societal stigmas that's around persons with disabilities, with unemployment, not only for youth, but also for persons with disabilities, with inadequate settings and infrastructure, and also inequalities that persons with disabilities are faced with. It's been quite challenging, but I have found what I'm truly called for. And my true calling is to be a disability rights activist, to be the voice for many others who cannot voice themselves, to be as loud and proud as possible, to be proud within my disabilities, to be the voice of millions that cannot voice themselves, to be the champion within our movement, and to make sure that I can encourage others to achieve whatever they need to achieve and whatever whatever they set their minds to, by opening the gateways and opening those platforms and making sure that we break down any barriers that have been placed by society, and also educating those who are indirectly and directly affected by disabilities, and breaking down the societal stigmas that society have created for persons with disabilities. I am Meagan Adonis, and I am what I call a young woman in South Africa with a disability. You need to take charge of your life and be the face of disability. The face of disability needs to change, and this is what a blind black woman looks like today. God bless and thank you.